presentation of Hometown Double Play on WPSU is made possible in part by a grant from theprinters.com, a collection of graphics, design, printing, mailing, and fulfillment companies with headquarters in State College and manufacturing facilities throughout Pennsylvania. Communications and Business Solutions, theprinters.com. T&B Medical State College, offering endless possibilities when it comes to medical supplies. 888-950-0900. Additional support comes from the members of WPSU.
It all begins in the backyard. Dad picks up a wiffle ball, starts pitching, and suddenly he realizes my child can hit. So he runs out, buys an aluminum bat, bucket of balls, and starts throwing batting practice every night. And then Little League rolls around. T-ball, parent pitch, A-ball. Stands are live with the parents yelling and screaming. The umpires are involved. The concession stand is open. Parents are coaching, and best of all, kids are playing baseball. And kids have dreams. They want to get to the Little League World Series. They eventually then want to get to the major leagues. And what a thrill for them to go out every night and have the opportunity to have minor league baseball in their own backyard so they can see guys that will eventually get to the major leagues, playing in State College, playing in Altoona, and maybe one day playing with the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's all about dreams. And even today's minor league players talk about their great Little League dreams and the great moments they had.
The baseball bug, yeah, I caught it right away. I mean, I would watch the Cubs almost every single day on WGN with Ryan Sandberg. I mean, he was my hero. You know, from the first time I played and had one of those little pop-up, step on it, the ball pops up and hit it. I was just hooked. Winning the 9 and 10-year-old All-Stars. We didn't make it quite to Williamsport, but we made it to our state tournament. And that was your first time and playing in front of crowds and kind of being important and made you feel like a big leaguer.
Cuando yo la sacaba.
When he hit home runs. Every time he hit a home run.
In my 4 years of playing Little League, I think we won the championship 3 years. So that was a pretty good memory, I guess. But my father coached the team, so that was kind of the big memory that I had just growing up playing baseball, and it was sort of like playing with your father, I guess. So I guess that's probably the biggest memory.
Favorite memory is just going out and just playing a game with your friends, having fun with it, and whether you won or lost. I mean, you got friends on both sides of the team. You're just just out there. You didn't really care, just having fun.
When I was in Venezuela, I actually made the All-Star team. For me, that was great because I was not that good when I was young. I was really bad, so I made the All-Star team, and then I actually get really excited.
Little leaguers work hard, but they also have fun. Secretly, though, they'll tell you they really want to get to the major leagues. So what's it like for them to go to the ballpark, see the minor leaguers, knowing that they might be seeing a future major league star?
The opportunity for the kids. They get out here, they see a good field. A lot of the times they don't get to play on fields like this. They like running out with the team. It just gives them a good feeling. So, plus when they're up here, they always have a good time. So,
what do the Little Leaguers ask the Curve and Spikes when they're out there with them?
I'm going to ask him how's it feeling to be in a league like this.
I'm going to ask him what it's like to play with.
Let's hear it for Cheers It On Irish dancers from Belmont and Bowlesburg.
Playing at
Enjoy your night.
Stadium.
Here's Ballpark.
You can see the thrill on the faces of the Little League players when they run onto the field with the Curve and Spikes. What do the players think about when they run onto the field with their younger counterparts?
I think they have a lot of memories when they take these kids out on the field. For the little kids, I'm sure they're just excited as heck. It's fun for them to run out on a professional field, and it's such a special place here that I'm sure they get a lot out of it.
As a kid going to AA games with my dad, I mean, I would see those kids out there, and I wish I was one of them. So for them just to get out here on the field and be a part of it, I think it means a lot to them.
He feels really proud because when he was young, he would like to do it too.
to put ourselves in their position, it's unique for them. You know, I know if I had the opportunity to do that when I was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, I'd be thrilled. And you know, sometimes as professional baseball players, we take it for granted a little bit, and we run on the field and we running on the field with little kids and stuff like that, and it's not that big a deal to us. But if you take a step back and you think about what it means to them, it's pretty neat.
It's definitely a good deal for us and them. We look at that because they look up at us like, wow, this is possibly what we want to do one day. And you know, I remember I was that age, I was thinking the same thing, just watching a game, like, wow, I want to be a professional athlete one day. You know, it happened, and maybe for them, the lucky few, that'll happen too.
As this chapter of hometown double play continues, you will see areas of Medlar Field at Lubrano Park you probably have never seen before. A few years ago, the State College Spikes and Penn State got together to build this incredible ballpark. It's the finest ballpark in the Big Ten. It will probably host an NCAA regional down the line. And as for the New York Penn League, it's considered to be the crown jewel. You see the outside, let's go inside and see what Medlar Field at Lubrano Park looks from down there.
Welcome to Medlar Field at Lubrano Park. I'm Mike Williams.
And I'm Rudy Owens.
We're both left-handed pitchers for the Spikes.
Yes.
This is our lovely lounge room where a lot of people, we usually have a spread over there to eat. As you can tell, two guys doing the whole relaxing thing, both getting ready to pitch tonight.
Two starters. There's Ryan Kelly and Kyle McPherson.
One's being studious, reading the book. We'll take you over to the locker room where we all like to get changed and shower and, you know, do the whole hangout session.
This is the Spikes locker room, as you can see, right this way. Here's the where we get some nice, refreshing water. And the coach's locker room is right in here.
Check it out, Sid Bream, big
Sid
guy.
Bream, big dog right there. This is our board where we look. This is everything that we're doing throughout the day. It's got our schedule, BP times, like running times, stuff like that.
Uniforms.
Yeah.
What to wear, what not to wear.
And then
that's the lovely shower room. I don't know if you really want to go in there.
That's the bathrooms and the showers also. We go and refresh ourselves after the game. This is our locker room.
Now, forgive us, it's a little messy. As you can tell, we like to hang out in here. Ryan Kelly, Kyle McPherson are doing the whole card game thing.
That's our game table, lounge area.
Nice lockers, big lockers, store everything. I could live here. This is my locker. Just hanging up our uniforms. We keep everything in there for the whole year. I keep shower stuff, that's all trashed in there. Gloves, you gotta stay clean in here. The managers expect us to keep this place nice and neat, including our own personal lockers.
And then back this way is Fisher's locker room. We don't ever go in there.
We're not allowed in there unless he calls us in there, and that's not good.
Yeah.
If you're called in there.
So that's the locker room. Next we'll go to the training room.
This is our Spikes training room. Great place. We have a great staff. Mike.
His name is Skippy.
We call him Skippy.
Mike Zalno.
And we also have Dale Williams, who's our strength and conditioning coach.
Yes.
So
this is it. We got there's the trainer's office / strength and conditioning coach's office.
That is Skippy. And Dale's
Dale
over in the corner doing his daily work.
And then
here's Ryan Kelly riding the bike.
And Kyle McPherson doing some scap work. Or rotator cuff work, I'm sorry.
Have a nice tub for ice bath, or if you want to get your arm loose in a hot bath.
And ice cooler where we get our ice for our shoulders and stuff.
This is our cabinet of weights for all the pitchers' arms. Bands. So it's pretty simple. It's everything we need and a little more, just because of the staff we have and their knowledge. So we'll take you over to the weight room now, where you'll see where we get big.
Yes. We are now at the weight room, showing you where we get big. This is our schedule for lifting times, position players and pitchers. It's all up here. Just come up here, look. Dale will tell us what time and where we need to be, and we'll be ready to go.
take a look inside.
It's got everything you need, even though it's in a small confined space. We utilize the space pretty well.
Kyle
McPherson doing a little workout, getting some squats in.
Yeah.
It's a great place to get stronger and improve your abilities.
We got the weights and the machines, we just gotta do the work. This is where us pitchers go. Position players go through there because they go through the dugout, but the pitchers go this way, all the way to the end.
It's a long walk of shame if you have a bad outing.
That is correct.
This is the visitors' dugout, clubhouse, and as you can tell, one of them's getting stretched.
This is their training room right here.
Portable.
And that's their locker room over there.
We're not allowed in there.
No. It's right out here.
That's the players' exit where we come in every morning and leave every night, like from the ballpark. Hey, it's Dan Petrozola.
Everybody say hi. And this is where Ike the Spike usually walks out. That's his main entrance out there.
This is our
on the scooters.
This is our batting tunnel. This is where all the guys go to hit when it's raining or they want to get in some early work, as well as where the pitchers go out to the field.
Here it is, the batting tunnels. We got 2 for each team.
And there's some bullpen mounds in there if you want to get working on a rainy day.
We got some music going so we can get in the mood, ready to go and get on the field.
We have, this is where we do a lot of our abdominal work. As you can tell, this is AstroTurf, fake grass. We do a lot of work in here if it's bad weather or if it's nice weather.
And
so,
here's the entrance to the field, to the bullpens. We got a game, so I guess we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you guys.
In our last chapter, we had an opportunity to meet the State College Spikes and manager Brad Fisher. We're a couple of weeks into the season, so let's find out what the Skip thinks about the team.
It's been kind of a revolving door. I mean, we've lost a couple players. We've had a couple go down to injury. So I think that this team probably has a lot of growth in front of it. We've got some young players here that have never played in college, that were high school kids a couple years ago. And, I think by the end of the season, hopefully those kids will be ready to move to the next level. They've got a lot of growing to do there.
It did not take long for the Spikes to lose Jordy Mercer and Matt Haig. They were moved up to Hickory. Others, though, have benefited from the move.
Obviously, it hurt to lose those 2 guys. They were, 3, 4, 5 hitters, somewhere in that range, and both tremendous hitters and a tremendous strike zone, and got on base for us. So we missed them. But on the other hand, it's allowed some other guys to play. Matt Payne hadn't played at all until those guys left, and we've seen him step to the front now. He's our 3rd hitter. He's done a tremendous job for us, hitting, in the mid 300s. So it's given some other guys opportunities also.
Something else that Brad Fisher has to do, he has to spread out his pitching innings. How does that affect the games?
We know before each game, how many pitches we're probably going to need and kind of how it's going to go, depending on if the pitchers use their pitches up quickly or whether they get into the game. That's probably the biggest question. So we know who we're going to use pretty much every night, and the guys have been on a pretty conservative pitch count so far. Their arm care is probably our most major concern. We don't want to hurt them, and we want to make sure they're good for the future.
There are nearly 200 players in the Pirates organization between the big club and 6 minor league stops. What does Bucks general manager Neil Huntington look for as he makes the rounds?
The guys that just go drafted and the guys at the lower levels, you're dreaming a little bit on their tools, their bodies, their frames, their athleticism, their speed, the raw tools that they have. As you're getting here, and certainly as you get to Indianapolis, you're looking for how they apply those tools and how those tools turn into skills and how they translate to performance on the baseball field. So, as we're going through right now, are we taking the right steps? Are we giving the right innings, the right players the right innings in the at-bats that they need to develop? And are we on course for our developmental plan that we have in place for each player?
How much is he helped by having Altoona and State College separated by only 40 miles?
It's great. What's also wonderful is to have an outstanding front office, beautiful facilities, great communities to support our players as well. So it's a luxury to have them that close, but most importantly to have these facilities and the support that we get from the people.
For 100 years, it has been a ballpark tradition. Whether it was the late Harry Carey at Wrigley Field yelling out a 1 and a 2 and a 3, or Jeff Gordon raising eyebrows by referring it to Wrigley Stadium before he sang. When the 7th inning gets to the middle, and it's the 7th inning stretch time, everyone stands up for a stirring rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So, in the great Harry Carey tradition, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
rice and peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever come back.
Spike squad setting up tonight's race for the belt.
If they don't win, it's a shame.
Forest 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out.
At the old ball game. Please be kind to your waiters and waitresses. If you get to the ballpark early, you have an opportunity to maybe see batting practice or fielding practice and eventually the game itself. What you don't see is in the clubhouse, where the players get to hang out, be themselves, and you find out when you're in the clubhouse that they have some hidden talents. You also find out that some of those hidden talents should be kept hidden and they should stick to baseball.
My name is Pedro Powell. I play outfield for Altoona Curl. I'm going to show you a little secret, how the boys get crunk around here.
Bean. Several players have hidden talents, some that they need to use in the off-season.
In the off-season, my wife and I, we live on a ranch and just work on the ranch, you know, daily stuff like raising cattle, feeding cattle, artificially inseminating them, and just I do a lot of building the fence. That's kind of my part of it, you know. My dad does more of the stuff that requires more talent and skill, and I do stuff that you know, a 20-something-year-old kid can do.
During the off season, I go back home. I help my dad coach his high school football and baseball team.
I majored in finance, so that's something that I'm proud of. So I was able to get my degree, and I got my degree in finance, and hopefully someday maybe I'll get to use that too, and maybe incorporate both the finance and the baseball experiences together.
Coming up on this chapter, the players have some interesting superstitions that they think enhance their on-field performance. In Chapter 2 of Hometown Double Play, we showed you the different terms for pitches.
I call it la piedra, you know, the rock, the laser.
The heater, the straight one.
Here's today's quiz. What kind of pitch is curve pitching coach Brad Holman referring to?
The Yellow Hammer, Uncle Charlie, Hambomski.
If you said curveball, you're correct. No prize money for you, but I'm sure you feel better. Superstitions. A lot of people are superstitious, but you don't take them to your job. Let's face it, you don't sit there and walk around a chair 3 times for good luck before you go to the big meeting. Well, baseball players are superstitious, but they take their superstitions to their job. And some of those superstitions are, shall we say, bizarre.
Me baño primero, después que me baño me pongo la media izquierda por la derecha, después me pongo la licra, el pantalón, poloche y la chaqueta, me pongo desodorante y crema y ready para el juego.
He says you take a shower before the game, put the left socks first and then the right one, put his sliding pants, put his cup, put the pants, and then he put the undershirt and then his t-shirt, and he put normally he put some armbands after, ready to go.
Whenever I stretch before I'm on deck, I usually try to go through the same routine. After every pitch, it's usually a swing and a little stretch and then back in the box. So I guess you can call it a little superstition.
I wouldn't say it's so much as a superstition as more of a routine. Walking up to the plate, there's certain things that I do, the way I grab my helmet, like which hand the bat's in, when I spit on my hands before I grab the bat, or I take two swings before I step in the box, and it's just a routine. It makes you feel comfortable and gets you relaxed before you get in. I used to have a lot more superstitions, but playing every single day, and you can't keep up with them. Otherwise, you go insane.
While the young guys have their superstitions and routines, the older guys seem to get away from them.
That's one thing I've tried to do is eliminate superstition stuff, because it seems like that kind of stuff, sooner or later, one of those things is going to fail. Then you got to find something else to back it up. So it just kind of like snowball. You got to always find something.
If I'm swinging a bat that I've swung for the past week, I'll keep swinging it, but that's about it. I mean, I don't really have a routine. Like Nomar Garciaparra used to have a whole routine before he stepped in the batter's box. And I really don't have it. I'm not a superstitious guy. I don't wear the same sliders or the same socks every day. It just kind of put my stuff on, go out and play. I'm one of those guys that believe you make your own luck. So that's kind of the way I play the game.
Hi, I'm Tim Leeper, manager of the Altoona Curve. I know we spend a lot of time teaching the kids about the finer points of baseball. Right now I'm going to try to teach the adults some of the finer points of coaching third base. First of all, keep the signs simple. You don't need 15 different signs to do a bunch of things. What you really need is a bunt sign, you probably need a hit and run sign, and you need a steal sign. What we basically do is we have an indicator. We have a spot that when we start touching our body, the players are looking for one specific spot that we touch. So this is to say, this is not our signs, but let's just say that if my indicator is the cap, they're looking at me, and then when I touch the cap, it's usually the first sign I touch after the cap. And all we have here is a bunt, a hit and run, and a steal. So if I go to the cap, to the ear, and then continue signs, that means a bunt. If I go cap to the chin, that means a hit and run. Or if I go cap to the shirt, that means steal. Positioning is the key. If you have a runner on first base, it's important as a base coach you go well beyond the third base bag, because you're going to be telling that runner on first whether or not he should be coming to third base. So it's important that you get beyond the bag so when he makes the turnaround second base, he can see you, and you're going to either have your hands up or you're going to be waving your arms to allow him to come to third base. If you have a runner at second base, you want to position yourself closer to the hitter and closer to home plate, because you're going to be telling the runner from second base whether or not he needs to score or whether or not he needs to stay at third. You're the eyes for the runner at second base. So if there's a base hit to the outfield, the important thing here at third base is to make sure you're moving in line with the ball so you can see where your runner is in relationship to third base and if the fielder is going to field the ball cleanly. The more you come down, the better it allows the runner to come with you. If the fielder fields the ball cleanly, at this point you're able to hold your hands up and stop the runner at third base before he gets past you. Or if you want him to go, you just keep waving your arms and make sure that you're very vocal and you're very visual so the runner knows exactly what you're supposed to do. I'm Tim Leeper. Hopefully you took something from that, and I hope you get to wave as many runs around as we get to here at Altoona.
It is the 10th anniversary season of the Altoona Curve. It is only appropriate that the fans select their all-time team. The fans made 15 outstanding choices. At first base, Josh Bonifay, who played from 2003 to 2005. The second baseman, Rob McCoyak from 1999 to 2000. At third base, Jose Bautista, who played in 2005. All-star shortstop Jack Wilson played for the Curve in 2000. In the outfield, Chris Duffy from 2003 to 2004 and also now in 2008. Also, Adam Heisdu, whose number is retired, played in 1999 and 2000. Nate McLouth, who will play in Yankee Stadium in the All-Star Game, played for the Curve in 2004. Behind the plate, J.R. House, who played from 2001 to 2003. On the mound as a starting pitcher, Sean Burnett, who played in 2003. Zach Duke was with the Curve in 2004. Tom Gorzolani from 2004 to 2005. And Ian Snell from 2003 to 2004. The relief pitcher, Matt Capps, who was with the Curve in 2005. And your X Factors, Brad Eldred from 2004 to 2005, and Steve Pierce, who played with the Curve in 2007. It is All-Star time, and former Curve player Nate McLouth is going to Yankee Stadium to represent the Pirates. Former Curve and current Indianapolis player Andrew McCutchen will be in the Futures All-Star Game, also at Yankee Stadium. 4 Curve players are also in the Eastern League All-Star Game. Pitchers Pat Bresnahan, Yoslin Herrera, and infielders Shelby Ford and Jason Delaney will go to Manchester, New Hampshire for the game.
It was a privilege and an honor to be named. I think, when I found out, I was extremely excited, and obviously that was a goal that I had set aside for myself at the beginning of the year, and I'm happy that I achieved it. It's been ups and downs this year, and I'm glad I've been consistent and more goods than bads, I guess.
Coming up on the next chapter of Hometown Double Play, we get to know the host families in State College that open their homes in the summer so the Spikes players have a comfortable place to live. Well, it's been another fun chapter of Hometown Double Play. We had an opportunity to take a tour of Medlar Field at Lubrano Park. We checked out some of the bizarre superstitions of the players, and we also had a chance to hear you sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's all part of the ballpark experience we enjoy in Central Pennsylvania. For our entire crew, I'm Steve Jones. Thanks for joining us on Hometown Double Play, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Presentation of Hometown Double Play on WPSU is made possible in part by a grant from theprinters.com, a collection of graphics, design, printing, mailing, and fulfillment companies with headquarters in State College and manufacturing facilities throughout Pennsylvania. Communications and Business Solutions, theprinters.com. T&B Medical State College, offering endless possibilities when it comes to medical supplies. 888-950-0900. Additional support comes from the members of WPSU.
A copy of the program you've just seen can be purchased through Penn State Media Sales at mediasales.psu.edu or by calling 800-770-2111.